Good day everyone, I'm Sir RJ Layson, your math tutor and guide on this exciting journey through the world of numbers. In this video, we will discuss all about solving quadratic equation by completing the square. Extracting square roots and factoring are usually used to solve quadratic equation of the form a squared minus c equals to 0. If the factors of the quadratic expression of ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0 are determined, then it is more convenient to use factoring or solve it. Another method of solving quadratic equation is completing the square. This method involves transforming the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0 into the form x minus h squared equals k, where your k is greater than or equal to 0. To solve quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c by completing the square, the following steps can be followed. First, we need to divide sides of the equation by a, then simplify. Second, write the equation such that the terms with variables are on the left side of the equation and the constant term is on the right side. Third, add the square of the 1/2 of the linear term or the coefficient of x to the both of resulting the equation. The left side of the equation becomes perfect square trinomial. And then fourth, express the perfect square trinomial to the left side of the equation as the square of binomial. Fifth, solve the resulting equation by extracting square root. Sixth, solve the resulting linear equation. And lastly, check the solution obtained against the original equation. So, in completing the square, we must try on how to complete the square or find that the constant term of the given equation. We have x squared minus 10x plus. So, to find the constant term, all we need to do is we just need to identify the b and divide it by 2 and then square it. So in here, in example number 1, our b is negative 10. Divide 2, that is negative 5. So we need to square negative 5. We have positive 25. That means to complete the trinomial, we have x squared minus 10x plus 25. And then we just need to change it into the square of binomial. So to change the square of binomial, we just need to identify the first term, that is x, and the last term, the square of the last term is 5. So since we have an operation of subtraction and addition, so that means subtraction, we have x minus 5 squared. And then we have number 2, x squared plus 5x plus. What is the constant term? So identify first the second term or the linear, the linear term, sorry. So we have b is equals to 5, and then divided by 2, we have 5 over 2 square, so that is 25 over 4. So that means we have x squared plus 5x plus 25 over 4. So let's change this one into the square of binomial. So we have x plus 5 over 2 squared. So express each of the following perfect square trinomials as a perfect square binomial. So we have x squared minus 12x plus 36. So we have x minus 6 squared. And then we have x squared plus 24x plus 144. We have x plus 12 squared because the square of 12 or 12 raised to 2 is 144. We have y squared minus 18x plus 81. We have y minus 9 squared. We have y squared plus 20x plus 100. We have y plus 10 squared. And then we have x squared minus 3x plus 9 over 4. We have x minus 3 halves squared. Example number 1, we need to solve the quadratic equation 2x squared plus 8x minus 10 equals to 0 by completing the square. Step 1, we need to divide both sides of the equation by 2 to simplify. So we have 2x squared plus 8x minus 10 divide 2 equals to 0, divide 2. So we have now the simplest form, we have x squared plus 4x minus 5 equals to 0. We need to add both sides of the equation by 5 and then simplify, no? Since the second step is we need to, in the left side, the terms with variable, and in the right side, and the terms that doesn't have a variable. So we have x squared plus 4x minus 5 plus 5 equals to 0 plus 5. So we have x squared plus 4x equals to 5. We need to add both sides of the equation, the square of 1/2 of 4. So our b here is 4, divide 2. We have 2, and then the square of 2, we have 4. Now, we just need to add both sides by 4. So we have x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals to 5 plus 4. So we have x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals to 9. So we need to change this one to square of binomial. So we have here the square of binomial of x squared plus 4x plus 4. We have x plus 2 raised to 2 equals to 9. And then we need to solve it by extracting square root. So square root both sides by square root both sides. So we have here square root of x plus 2 squared equals to positive and negative square root of 9. So we have x plus 2 equals to positive and negative 3. So we need to solve the resulting linear equation. So the first solution for this one, so we have x plus 2 equals to 3. No, we need to isolate x, so we need to subtract both sides by 2. So we have x equals to 1. And then we have next, x plus 2 equals to negative 3. We need to isolate x, so we need to subtract both sides by 2, negative 2. So we have x is equals to negative 5. To check if the solution obtained is correct, so we just need to substitute it to the original equation. So we have for x is equals to 1, we have 2 times 1 squared plus 8 times 1 minus 10 equals to 0. So we have 1 squared is 1, so 2 times 1 is 2, 8 times 1 is 8, negative 10. So we have 2 plus 8 is 10 minus 10, that is 0 equals to 0. Now let's try negative 5. So we have 2 times negative 5 squared plus 8 times negative 5 minus 10 equals to 0. So we have negative 5 squared is positive 25. 2 times 25, that is 50. 8 times negative 5, we have negative 40 minus 10 equals to 0. So we have 50 minus 40, that is positive 10 minus 10, that is 0 equals to 0. Both the values of x satisfy the given equation. So the equation 2x squared plus 8x minus 10 equals to 0 is true when x is equals to 1 and x is equals to negative 5. That means the equation has two solutions, and that is x is equals to 1 or x is equals to negative 5. Example number 2, solve the quadratic equation x squared plus 3x minus 18 equals to 0 by completing the square. So since we don't need to simplify this one, let's proceed to step number 2. We need to add 18 both sides so that we can isolate the terms with variables, and in the right side with the constant term. So we have x squared plus 3x plus minus 18 plus 18 equals to 0 plus 18. So we have x squared plus 3x equals to 18. Add both sides of the equation, the square of 1/2 of 3. So since our b is equals to 3, so that means 3 divide 2. The square of 3 over 2, that is 9 over 4. Now we need to add both sides by 9 over 4. So we have x squared plus 3x plus 9 over 4 equals to 18 plus 9 fourths. So we have here now x squared plus 3x plus 9 fourths equals to 72. We need to change this one so that we can simplify it with the same variable, same denominator, sorry. So we have 72 over 4, that is equal to 18. So it's the same. So add by 9 fourths, we have x squared plus 3x plus 9 fourths equals to 81 over 4. So we need to express this one into square of binomial. So we have x plus 3 halves raised to 2 equals to 18 over 4. So we need to extract the square root. We will use extracting square root. So we need to square root both sides. So we have square root of x plus 3 halves squared equals to positive negative square root of x plus 4. So we have x plus 3 halves equals to positive negative. So that is the square root of 81. That is 9 square root of 4. That is 2. Okay, solve the resulting linear equation. So we have for our first term, or our x sub 1, is we have x plus 3 halves equals to 9 halves. We need to isolate x here. So we need to subtract both sides by 3 halves. So x plus 3 halves minus 3 halves equals to 9 halves minus 3 halves. So cancel, equals to 1. So we have x is equals to 9 minus 3, that is 6, 6 halves. So that 6 halves is 3. And then we have x plus 3 halves equals to negative 9 over 2. So subtract both sides by 3 halves. So we have x is equals to negative 9 minus 3. We have negative 12 over 2. So negative 12 over 2, that is negative 6. So check the solution obtained against the original equation. So we just need to substitute the given x sub 1 and x sub 2 by to the original equation. So we have, for x is equals to 3, so we have 3 squared plus 3 times 3 minus 18 equals to 0. So 3 squared is 9. 3 times 3 is 9, negative 18. So 9 plus 9 is 18, minus 18 equals to 0. So that means we have 0 is equals to 0. That means x is equals to 3 is a solution. Next, we have for x is equals to negative 6, we have negative 6 squared plus 3 times negative 6 minus 18 equals to 0. Negative 6 squared is positive 36. 3 times negative 6, we have negative 18 minus 18. So we have 36 minus 18 is 18 minus 18. We have 0 equals to 0. Both the values of x satisfy the equation. So the equation x squared plus 3x minus 18 equals to 0 is true when x is equals to 3 and x is equals to negative 6. So that means the given equation has two solutions, that is x is equals to 3 or x is equals to negative 6. Example number 3, solve the equation x squared minus 6x minus 41 equals to 0 by completing the square. So we need to add both sides by 41 so that we can isolate the terms with variable x and in the left side the constant term. So we have x squared minus 6x minus 41 plus 41 equals to 0 plus 41. So we have x squared minus 6x equals to 41. Add to both sides of the equation the square of 1/2 of negative 6, or the b term. So we have b, our b is negative 6 over 2, that is negative 3. The square of negative 3 is 9. So that means we need to add both sides by 9. So we have x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals to 41 plus 9. So we have x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals to 50. Next, we need to express the given quadratic equation into square binomial. So we have x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals to 50. So the square of binomial for that one, we have x minus 3 squared equals to 50. Now we need to extract the square root. So square both sides. So we have the square root of both sides, we have square root of x minus 3 squared equals to positive negative square root of 50. So we have here x minus 3 is equals to positive and negative square root of 50. So we have x minus 3 equals to positive and negative square root of 25 times 2. Since we can factor 50 by 25 and 2, and 25 is a perfect square. So we have x minus 3 is equals to positive negative 5 square root of 2. So solve the resulting linear equation. So for our x sub 1, we have x minus 3 equals to 5 square root of 2. we need to isolate x, so we need to add both sides by 3. So we have x is equals to 3 plus 5 square root of 2. Next, we have x minus 3 equals to negative 5 square root of 2. Add both sides by 3, so we have x is equals to 3 minus 5 square root of 2. So check the solutions obtained against the original equation. So we just need to substitute that one to the original equation. So we have here 4x is equals to 3 plus 5 square root of 2. So we have 3 plus 5 square root of 2 equals minus 6 times 3 plus 5 square root of 2 minus 41 equals to 0. So we have 3 squared is 9. And then we have 2 times 3 times 5 square root of 2 plus the square of this one. So we have 5 squared is 25 times 2. So we have 50. Negative 6 times 3, we have negative 18. Negative 6 times 5 square root of 2, we have negative 30 square root of 2 minus 41. So let's simplify this one. So we have 9 30 square root of 2 plus 50 minus 18 30 square root of 2 minus 41 equals to 0. Cancel 30 square root of 2 and negative 30 square root of 2. And then we have here 50. That is 9 plus 50, 59. So we have 18, negative 18 minus 41. So we have negative 59. So 59 minus 59, we have 0 equals to 0. Let's try x minus minus 5 square root of 3. So we have 3 minus 5 square root of 2 squared minus 6 times 3 minus 5 square root of 2 minus 41 equals to 0. So let's simplify this one. So we have 3 squared is 9. 2 times 3 times negative 5 square root of 2 plus negative 5 squared is positive 25 times 2. That is 50. Negative 6 times 3, we have negative 18. Negative 6 times negative 5 square root of 2, we have negative 30 square root of 2 minus 41. So let's simplify this one. We have 9 minus 30 square root of 2 plus 50 minus 18 plus 30 square root of 2 minus 41 equals to 0. Now we can cancel negative 30 square root of 2 and positive 30 square root of 2. 9 plus 50, that is 59. Negative 18 plus negative 18 minus 41, we have negative 59. So 59 minus 59, we have 0 equals to 0. Both of the values of x satisfy the given equation. That means it is true when x is equals to 3 plus 5 square root of 2 and x equals to 3 minus 5 square root of 2. That means there has two solutions in this equation, and that is 3x plus 5 equals 3 plus 5 square root of 2 or 3 minus 5 square root of 2. Now, if you're one of my students, I want you to answer this one and then submit it tomorrow, and then tomorrow we will check this one. Find the solution of each of the following quadratic equations by completing the square. Answer the question that follows. Thank you so much, class, for watching our video lesson. I hope that you've learned something out of it. And please don't forget to like and subscribe and share it to your classmates. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.